How are you?
Good. How are you? I
Good.
joined
And
late
my crazy background off.
Hey, how come we have two Celestes?
Yeah, we do have two Celestes.
because I joined on two different things. So hold on. I just wanted to make sure I was here.
Which we appreciate because
Well, we probably need to get rid of one of them because we're going to record it.
I am.
Wonky.
I am.
We're earring twins, Celeste.
Woohoo!
And congratulations. I am so excited for you, and I cannot wait to hear all of your tips tonight.
Oh my goodness, yes.
That is awesome. I did Princess Court, but I have not ever done the National Court of Sales.
Wow, nice. I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. This is, I was in the pool earlier. So this is kind of like, okay, here we go. I like it that it's easy.
I'm still trying to get, is my other one still on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm still trying. Hang on. I don't know what I'm doing. Hold on.
This is the first day I've done my hair in like 13 days because the remodel, it was like messy bun. There are a couple days where I did not even wash my face until 5 p.m. because that's just how it was.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, now is my other one gone?
Yes, yay. Success.
I know my mom is planning to be here. She said she might be a few minutes late because they're on the road and they stopped, but she is planning to be here.
And I have no idea how many people are going to hop on, but I've said, you don't want to miss this. This is huge. You got to be on.
Oh.
So we are recording it. So I know I do have some people that are at work. And so like Hannah got off late and Nicole's at work. And so there's several people who might not be able to be on, but I'm so excited you're doing this. This is wonderful.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a lot of people watch the recording later, even if they can't be on right now. So there's my mom. So she's here.
Good.
Hello.
Well, I appreciate you asking me. I was like, what? Me?
Well, I was thinking about it and I thought, I've seen directors do the Court of Sales before, but I haven't seen a lot of consultants do it. And I just thought that it'd be so good for the consultants to see that it's available for anybody who wants it and just kind of learn, because I think there's always things you can learn, probably things that you guys do in your unit that I wouldn't have thought to add, that kind of stuff. So I just think it's always good to have inspiration from everywhere. Let's see, what time is it? It's 6:01. We'll give it 2 or 3 more, maybe 2 more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and start just so we give people a minute or two to hop on. But at 6:03, I'll just say we'll go ahead and call it. But
Hi,
okay.
Amy.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy. How's the travel day?
We are just north of Dallas, and we have about 3 more hours.
Ooh, that feels earlier than 11.
It is. The traffic's been light. I guess thank you, COVID, but.
That's funny. Well, at least there's that. The one.
And Cracker Barrel was fast. That's why I got to get on here because, once again, thank you, COVID, it was very empty. So it was fast.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And I see Amanda's here.
Hi, Amanda.
Mindy.
Hi, Mindy.
Hey.
Mindy, aka Kevin.
Yeah, Mindy, aka Kevin.
I've seen it both ways.
You can't see me, can you?
No, we cannot. Just Kevin Callahan is what we see. Oh, there you
Hi.
are. Hey. And there's Amanda. Now we
All
see
those
her
pretty
too.
faces.
Oh, and Adeline is here. We love you.
Hey.
You taking this one? Just gonna dash. She looks nice and cool.
Yes. It is warm here in Florida today for sure. So
It's been warm in Pennsylvania for us.
I don't know if this is warmer than usual, but today was a little bit extra.
It's 100 here.
Ooh.
Ugh.
A lot of degrees. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call it. So if you ladies, if you were like not planning to have your video on, don't feel like you have to. I just, wanted to say hello. But if you want to, that's just fine. I don't have everybody muted, but if you have a lot of background noise going on or anything, just go ahead and do that. Or if you're just like, just in case, because sometimes crazy things happen, we'll go ahead and mute and just have Celeste speaking. And this is all pre-recording, so you guys kind of know the what we're expecting. But all right, Nancy, if you're good to go ahead and start recording, I think we are good to start. Okay. All right, so hello. So excited to have Celeste Bell here, and I'm going to give her a quick introduction so you guys kind of know who she is and why we invited her to speak tonight. But Celeste has been doing Mary Kay for 4 years, and she is in Emily Sims' unit, and Emily is a director down here in the Pensacola Gulf Coast with Nancy and I, and Emily is a Pink Hattie director, so it's like a really sharp unit, and we're really, really excited because Celeste just finished the Queen's Court of Sales for Seminar 2020, and she's going to kind of tell us what that means and how she got there, because as with everything, it probably wasn't smooth sailing every day. I could be wrong, but probably not. So she's going to kind of share her journey. Oh, and Hannah got to hop on. That's awesome. And then the other really great thing is I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing more and more really great things from Celeste in the near future, because she also just retired from a 29-year stint of teaching. So I know she's going to probably be missing her students, but she's ready for this next phase. And I was a teacher for 2 years. I only lasted for 2 years. So she's our hero in a lot of ways. So we're really excited for that. And at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Celeste to just share her journey in Queen's Court of Sales. And if you guys can go ahead and mute yourselves just so we have Celeste only, that'd be perfect.
Well, thank you so much, Whitney, for inviting me. I am humbled. I think the world of you and Nancy. I feel like, wow, what am I doing here? But I met Whitney at our Gulf Coast Unite, and that was a really cool place. And just kind of, we just sat next to each other, or just kind of got to know each other and watch what each other was going through, and cheer each other on. So that's been fun. And I think those are important. And those are the things that kind of spark you. So anytime you have a chance to go to a meeting or attend, those really are the things that can spark you. So I am really excited about Queen's Court of Sales. Like that's huge. I heard that it's like the 1 or 2% of the company that get to that spot. And so I'm excited about it. Setting a goal is the first thing you really have to do. So I was mostly excited about being able to walk across the stage, and then I couldn't walk across the stage. But that's okay, because it'll make it sweeter the next time I get to walk across the stage. And so, because this is my first year to do that. I did make Princess Court of Sales the last 2 years. So that was a lot of fun as well. And I did get to walk across the stage 1 year for Princess Court. And that's what just gets into you. And so the first thing I did was with my director, she breathed belief into me and said, you can do Queen's Court of Sales this year. And I said, okay. And so she kept telling me that. And I also had another goal to be a director as well. So we you never know where your journey does take you. And so as time was going on, I was like, oh, I can just do Princess Court. That's what I can do. But she just kept telling me I could do it. So we talked about it, and you back into your goal. So you have to start with the 40,000 and back into it. What do you have to do monthly? And then I realized that I could do that. I was doing a little bit at a time, but my first goal I set was, I like the jewelry, no matter how big it is or blingy or that nobody else has it, but I love the jewelry. And so my first goal is to do at least 600 a month was my first goal, I wanted to do the star. I wanted to do the star prize. I wanted to get the star, what is that? The star consultant. I like the prizes. So when you do it 3 months in a row, you get jewelry once a month. And then when you do it 3 months in a row, you get to pick from prizes. And so I was really excited about being able to pick from prizes. And if I didn't really see any prizes that were exciting for me, I would take the like the gift certificate, so I could use it for my business cards, or I could use it for something like that. So that was very practical for me, but I kept it visual. I think it's important for us to keep visuals for that, you know. But I did set the goals, and that was the first thing I did. And then I started watching it, and you have to, I'm a visual person, and as a school teacher too, I have to have it color coded, and I have to have it in front of me, and I have to write a lesson plan, and I have to see what I'm doing. Because if you don't, you kind of just like hilly-nilly or willy-nilly, and you're not going to get anywhere. It's like, oh gosh, I forgot your mom's name, Whitney. What? Amy? Wherever you're going, I have no idea where you're going, but apparently you do, and you're following your GPS, right? It's telling you where you need to go and how many hours, and you figured out when you wanted to have lunch or whatever. And so that's kind of what our business is like. We have to follow that GPS, and our directors help us with that. So if you're not sure what you want, like they know what you want, but they know what they want you to want, but they can help you get into that, because that's what, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. They know how to do that because they're really thinking about it. And if they don't, they ask other people. But one thing also that I have found is I was very intentional. I did teach freshmen in high school, and my days were long. And even with the coronavirus, teaching on the computer was the hardest thing I've ever done, I think. And it was very difficult, and I was more tired than I was jumping in front of the classroom. So I found that I could use my director, and she did she did Hydrate Happy Hours, and man, I jumped on that. And so we were doing that, and I had my best 3 months. Go figure. So I reach out and I see who can help me too as well. But I kept track, I wrote it down, and every month in my calendar, you have your calendar, I wrote down everyone, and you can also put it on In Touch, where you're supposed to send that to your director on, I guess, Sundays. I don't know if you do it Sundays or Mondays. But if you have that visual, you can tell and you can see, oh, look, I'm at 600, I'm at 1200. But you kind of have to be intentional in that way. And it's really exciting, but you have to make that decision. And so I made a yearly goal, a quarterly goal, a monthly goal, and a daily goal. And like I said, your director can help you with that. And you kind of back into it with those things so you know what you need to have. And so right now, I have a new goal. I have to be on Queen's Court next year because I have to walk across the stage. I also received, I didn't pick a ring, but I also am going to receive a diamond bracelet. Like, what? Like, don't tell anybody, but I just left 29 years of teaching, and they gave me a paperweight. Like, but it was crystal. Like, yay. Don't tell my principal. But, but now I'm getting a diamond ring, a diamond bracelet, because I make people feel good. And I also got to wear makeup, so it's just a lot of fun. But also when you're setting your goals, you need to speak it to others. So once I decided this is what I want to do, my sister consultants, what are you doing? How are you doing this month? And we kind of kept each other on track and kept each other going. And I don't like to disappoint. So I really try to get that done. And I don't like to disappoint me, but I don't like to disappoint, like I'm there, I'm trying to do it with everybody helping me. So speak your goals. I think that's important. Whitney spoke her goal. I watched her. I mean, she is somebody you really need to look at as well. because she is like out there and she just tackled that. So she has some good thoughts and ideas too. So one thing that I think is good and important is to figure out what you need to make a month, if that's where you are. It could be that you're just doing it because you want to make extra $100, or it could be that you need to, your money. Do you need to make the money? Do you need to have the prize? I want to be a director. I want to be able to spend time with the directors. I love that. So I have different things I have to do. So for this coming up year, my director helped me set my goals. I need to do $3,333 in retail a month. So I know that. So we broke it down, and I need to do 13 faces a week. And I also need to have 13 interviews a week. And we chose the number 13 because I decided how much money I wanted to make, or not how much money. I decided, yes, the money, the 3,003. What do I need? And I looked at what my goal, what I made per sale. So I averaged out a certain amount, 100 something per sale. So we backed it up. And I think in Mary Kay's number's 13, our family, every single one of my kids was a number 13 in sports. So bam, that's the magic number. So that's how I decided to do it. And then I also had to make another goal besides, this is what I want to do per week. You make a goal of what you want to do per day. Now I'm no longer teaching all day, so I have time to work it all day. Some of you ladies might already have another job. So it could be that you decide, I'm going to spend an hour today. Or it might be that you decide, I'm going to make so many calls. My goal, it's audacious. I do 50 contacts a day. My fingers started hurting. Then I realized I could voice text. What's wrong with me? I feel like I'm gonna have to go to the doctor because I'm gonna look like this. So, but I got the first time I was doing it, I got sad and upset that people didn't want my Mary Kay. I was like, what is wrong? Like, why don't you want it? Even though I've been doing this for 4 years. And then I learned to say, this was Emily Sims' mom says this. Then I learned to say, well, I know this is not really nice, but then I learned to say, well, wrinkles to you. When I didn't say it out loud. Don't say it to them. Whatever you do, don't say it out loud to them. You kind of say it in your head and then you let them go because they don't know what they're missing. So I was like, but my kids started hearing me say that out loud, like after I hung up, and they're like, Mom, are you okay? They're going to have wrinkles. I don't know. I'm moving on. So then the next thing I had to get used to was, with those 50 texts or like in 10 texts or 10 messages, not everybody's going to want it right away or get back to you. So you have to make 5 contacts. So first one, next day, 2. So before you say wrinkles to you, like you give them a chance. They might not want wrinkles in the middle. So you give them a chance. But then they may decide that they don't want it. And after a while, I don't know, it got a little bit easier. So the more contacts you make, and if they say no, and you say that in your head and you move on, and then I've had several that say not right now because Corona really hit people and it hurt, people are hurting. I still want to bless them with something, but then I might send them a little something to get them just to try it, but say, no, you don't need to purchase right now, so that they make a relationship. And then later I open up my calendar and I'm like 3 months later and I write their name in my calendar 3 months later. So that's where I am. So, and you got to keep it all together. You can't have 4 notebooks because when you try to find what you just did the day before, it doesn't work because you're like, what notebook am I in? So keep 1 notebook, 1 calendar. So that's where I am with that. And so I did, and I did kind of make I'm starting my vision board, and I'm starting so I can know. So I found some little chain. It looks like little chains because you are sparking, right? We're gonna spark a chain reaction, and that's important. And you have to want it and feel it too, and be excited. So you have to do some self-talk as well. Like I have sticky notes all over my desk. Like one says, I make new contacts daily. I am awesome. People will want what I want, what I have. You know, I just constantly, you got this, you go girl. Like I just talk to myself and I read those things every day. So I have that. So I'm writing people's names because I have 13 links. So I have to make those 13 people a day. Oh, here's a bigger one because I started off with this. It didn't fit on the board. And then I had my picture in a director's suit because that's where I want to be. Building my hive. I kind of want to, not kind of, I would like a diamond bee. So there we go. Tracking wholesale. So if you put it down and you mark that you did your 600, it feels good. Well, to me, it feels good. And then this side is from last year with the bees, but I love bees because I want a diamond bee. So every interview I do, I write it down so that I can look at my board. I can look at my board and I can see what I've done and I've accomplished. I don't know if you've ever done that where, because like I worked crazy for 2 weeks and I didn't keep track of anything. I had stuff over here and over there. So then I went back and I wrote it down and I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, I just did $1,400. I didn't even realize I did it, you know, or I did 2,000 because I've been doing great. So I'm excited. And so to look at it and know when you put the work in, God blesses your work, but you have to put the work in. I'm a roller coaster. The other day I woke up and I did nothing. I sat outside and I was woe is me. And then I saw nothing happened. So the next day I had to double, like I was going back up. And so that's just, I think that's part of us and human nature too, but you have to make that choice. And so you have to be intent. You really have to have that intent. Like I go to the grocery store and I have my little pack in my purse. So, and I'm getting to where if somebody's looking at, and I really don't go to the store much. Like I've gone to Publix and I went to Target once and it scared me because I'm still wearing my mask and everything because it's too much crazy. And I'm walking up to people that are looking for stuff and they're reading the directions like on the stuff. I'm like, oh, ma'am. And I've spoken to people. Some think I'm crazy. I haven't been thrown out of Target yet, but I have gotten one lead. So, you know, there you go. But you have to be intentional and you have to try. If they don't want it, you know, under your breath, you go wrinkles to you and you walk away. So what else? But you have to spark that chain reaction. And so I encourage everybody to decide and make that choice. What do you want for the year? You know, and you have to know your why. And I've learned that. You have to know your why, because I kind of had no why. Like I began because I just wanted to get the products half price. That's cool, but that was my why. So to get them half price, what did I have to do? So I figured out what I had to do to stay active so I could get them half price. So if you figure out that's all you want to do, then you figure out how you get there. Or you decide I want to make 100, I want to make 200, I want to do this, or I want to be a director. I'm going to spend 30 minutes a day, or I'm going to, like you can decide minutes, or you can decide hours, or you can decide how many calls you need to make. And so that's kind of where you are with that. But you girls, you kind of have to decide where you are. It depends on your jobs as well. And so my new why, I want to be a director, but I retired before I could retire. Like not a normal, because I'm really only 25. Stop laughing. I'm only 59, and I teach in a Catholic school. I taught in a Catholic school. Oh, that sounds funny. I taught in a Catholic school. And so you really, once you're vested, you can retire whenever. Like, it's a little bit different than our public school system. I'm retiring. My husband's not doing health-wise really well. And so this gives me the chance to be home. This gives me the chance to be able to pay for insurance. So I know, isn't that crazy? You have to work to pay for insurance. But I know that I'm excited, and I know it can work. It's an audacious goal, and I'm scared to death, but that's driving me now. So when I don't feel like making a call, I look at that and I think, gotta make my call. And so that's important. So decide what you want, decide your sales. So you kind of back it down. Yearly goal, quarterly goal. And by the way, I'm getting a pink Mary Kay bicycle. Like, that's my first car. I mean, some people get pink Cadillacs. I'm getting a pink Mary Kay bicycle, and I am pumped. I hope I know how to ride the bike. Like, I just do. I'm excited. I hope I can remember. But I'm excited about that, and that encourages me as well. So you might see me riding around. And then I'm going to have my little pink packets in the basket, and I'm going to just be all over. So it's going to be fun. But break it down. And like I said, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, and you got it. You know, and I'm excited for your unit. I'm excited for Whitney. You girls have an awesome leader. She's so wonderful, and she is so motivational, and you're an inspiration to me, and I'm so excited. And also Nancy as well. I've always enjoyed seeing Nancy at all our unites and that. And I think she was a school teacher as well. And so I think we kind of have a lot of the same. When you're a teacher, I don't know if any of you girls are teachers or have been. It's a whole different life. So, but spark a chain reaction, get out there, make a decision, and do what you need to do. Set your goals, and you can make your dreams come true. So that's it.
Thank you, Celeste. That was so good. I have like at least half a page full of notes. I was just writing down little nuggets you were saying here and there. That was excellent. So I'm going to lead. I'm just going to kind of tell everyone, we're going to take a few minutes, and I'd love for each of us to kind of affirm something that we heard that Celeste said that like you thought was important and will be helpful to you in business. And if you have a question, this would be a good time. I'll start so you guys have a second to think, because I already know I was going to do this and you didn't. So I'll lead with that. But one of the things that I really loved that you said, Celeste, was just writing all those positive sticky notes and letting that talk to yourself. That can be so hard for me. I really struggle with that negative self-talk personally. So I like that you just knew that your mind might do that. So you put some notes out there. So that was always out there for when this was not supporting you the way it needed to. So I thought that was really, really smart. And just working your plan backwards, like knowing your end goal and then breaking it down to, okay, so what does that mean that I have to do here, 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 here? I think I've kind of heard that before, but I don't know that I'd really made a goal map like that for myself for this seminar year. So I thought that was really practical, and I love practical things. So I thought that was really good. And I do have a question for you. I want to know, how did it feel when you finished the Queen's Court of Sales? Like, describe that.
Am I still on?
You are.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I actually made it 2 weeks ahead, but I had been tracking number by number, because when you get close, like it's to the 50 cents, you know, you're like, and I had a continued number subtracting all the way. And I was actually having lunch with Emily that day. And so I was like, I have to do this before I see her. So I got my last sale that morning, and it put me over. And I was elated. I was so excited. And I couldn't wait to tell her, because Emily is the one who has shown me you back into that goal and has breathed belief into me. So that's kind of cool. So I really was excited to share it with her first.
Yeah.
So my family's not always the one that's going to cheer me on either. So you have to find the people that are going to boost you and cheer you on. I know that doesn't sound, but I don't know what it is, but sometimes that happens. Mm-hmm. So it was just like, wow. So I'm excited.
And I do think that there's value in knowing who will be excited with you when you hit something. So I would just say, for all of us, know who your person is that's going to be excited with you, and start there when you're telling them about finishing, because that's going to set the tone for how you feel about that. That's something I do as well. I love that. I have like 2 more questions. Sorry, guys. I have just like a couple more. This one's kind of like a practical. So the sticky notes I know were really helpful, and I'm sure there were probably more than one moment in the middle where you felt like, am I going to be able to do this? Kind of that doubt. What did you do when those feelings would creep up?
I pray a lot. First thing in the morning, I pray. And I don't know if you've ever read Miracle Morning, and if you have not, and you're not doing that, that's a good thing to do, because the positive things are part of like a journaling as well. Mm-hmm. But I have to pray about it. And my other saying is, not today, devil, not today.
Like that.
Get away. So I try that, because I know that he kind of seeps in. Yeah. But that's what I have to do, is just constant prayer. And I also I do contact Emily. Like I don't talk to another consultant when I'm feeling down. Mm-hmm. I talk to my director. I bring that up.
I was always taught the same thing. You're having a down day, reach up and not over. That was something I learned, and I think that's helpful. Okay, and then my last question personally is, all right, you said you're contacting 50 people a day. I want to know, are these all like, is it brand new people every time? Is it like 21-day booking challenge? How are you filling that volume of people?
Well, I've been teaching a long time. Sure. So I have my list from school.
Okay.
And I started with my list from school. So, but I also, when we do our Hydrate Happy Hours, every person that attends a Hydrate Happy Hour, I don't know if y'all do that, but we ask them each for 2 names.
Okay. That
we can bless them with the Hydrate Happy Hour.
Okay.
So I love it, because I am now like in North Louisiana. I am from Louisiana, but like I've moved to like more people from those that have helped, that have like reached out. So I do have those contacts as well, but I also include anybody that I've not done, but have not talked to before. That's one of my customers in the past that I've not talked to recently. I go back to them. And also Facebook. If you're on Facebook, like I've done that as well. And all my scripts are in my notes on my phone, so all I have to do is copy and paste. Mm-hmm. But those are the places that I get it. Facebook, because I was like, Facebook, asking people for 2. Because if you ask, like, I would love to be able to have 6 or 7 or 8 people at a virtual party, but sometimes people, after they do the little Hydrate Happy Hour or facial, they're more apt to give you 2 people mm-hmm. than a big amount. Mm-hmm. So then I give them the option of having 4 or 5 people and doing their own personal one and giving them hostess dollars there.
Okay.
So I get referrals, but I have gone Facebook, my church, your church. I don't know if you get those little, I don't know, our church sends out like a little thing with everybody's name in it. I'm kind of picky. I'm picky with who I kind of know a lot of the people, but I'll reach out to them. And so that's how I did it.
Okay. that's really helpful because I was like, wow, 50 people a day. That's
I know.
yeah. So it's good.
I mean,
Combo of different things.
I do have, so I don't know if I could not contact them as a teacher before.
Sure.
I had all these people I knew, but was not allowed. And so here's like my list that I have done. So my colors, I color code everything.
Okay.
And so, yeah.
I love that. That makes my heart happy. Like just the, I love that. Okay. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to open it up. If anybody has something they'd love to just say, wow, that was really helped me. Or if you have a question for Celeste, you can unmute and ask.
Okay. Amy.
Yes, I just really liked your tracking board for the whole year. I've tracked for a month, but not for a year. And I think that's really cool, especially starting out right now at the beginning of the seminar year to work those goals backwards for the whole year for sales and sharing. So
Good.
I'm going to implement that. So that was great.
And your board can be fancy or it can be simple, like just a piece of paper. So any way you do it. And if you go online, you can find anything. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, well, I am inspired by you for sure. So,
well, thanks.
Gotta set some goals.
Good. You'll get there. Don't you have some? Don't you have some consultants? Aren't you? Or your red jacket? Or
I am. I'm actually. What am I? I'm an elite team leader. They just changed the names. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, you keep going, girl. You'll do great things. Good.
Okay, so I want to say thank you. That really inspired me because a lot of times, like you said, wrinkles too and things like that. I feel like I'm bothering people sometimes, and I'm like, oh, should I ask them? Should I not? And then I'm always happy after I did. But I like your positivity, the notes, and just if they are rude to you or something, just I guess let it roll off your back, right? Is that what you do? Yeah. So. And then, like you said, making the goals of like numbers like daily, because sometimes I'm like, how am I going to get to that 600, wholesale for the month? But you just make a plan. So that was really good. Thank you, Celeste.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, I'm going to share. Celeste, you did so great. Thank you for just preparing this for us and just being candid about everything. I am inspired by 4 years in. You've done Princess Court 2 years, and now you're Queen's Court, and you're heading for it again, which is awesome. So, and I know Emily's probably going to talk to you about now you need to be in the top 20 of the Queen's Court. So be listening for that. That's coming. I liked how you said, everybody's different, but you have to figure out what you want,
right,
and then make your plan according to that. So, like if you just want an extra $300 a month, your activity is going to look a lot different than somebody else that's trying to do Queen's Court of Sales, obviously. But then taking that and finding out where you want to go first and then making the plan. And I think it will make more sense to us that way. Like you kind of tied it into your why. It makes more sense if okay, yeah, I'm doing this because this is my end goal, and then breaking that down. So I really liked the way you said that, figuring that out first and relating it to the GPS. And, they didn't get in their car and go, where are we going? Like they had a plan before they got in the car. This is where we're going. This is where we're going tonight, So I liked that. And then I liked about asking for the names. So this is something that I've been working on. We all have been working on the referral piece to our virtual parties. So thank you for sharing that. That was awesome. And I have a quote that I wanted to share. I think that our former vice president of sales, Sean Key, said this, but I wrote it down in the notes on my phone from Leadership Conference, because you were talking about be careful who you share your goals with. And they said, never discuss your 16 by 20 goal with a person who has a 3 by 5 belief.
Yes.
And I thought that was really good. So I just wanted to share that too. So right, you have to be careful about reaching up and making sure you've got people in your cheer corner. So thank you so much. I learned a lot. I took like a page and a half.
Wow. Well, thanks.
Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Does anybody else have anything? I don't want to cut anybody off. Okay. All right. Well, Celeste, thank you so much for just giving us your time tonight. I know you could have been doing a million other things. So thank you for giving us just some time from your Thursday evening and giving us some training and just reigniting all of our belief. And I really loved how practical you made it. It wasn't just sharing your story and here's how I did this, here's how I did that. It was very practical for here's how anybody can do this.
Yes.
And I think that just shows me what a great director you're going to be, because I know how well you're going to train your unit and show them not just how you did it, and you don't make it all about you. You make it all about how anybody can do it, and just here's what worked for me. And I really loved watching that because it's going to be really fun being directors with you, and you can teach me about sales, and it'll be great. So I really just enjoyed it. I appreciate it, and we're just grateful for your time tonight. So unless anybody has anything else, I think we'll call it a night. Okay. All right, ladies. Have a great
Thank
night.
you. Thanks, girls. Y'all do great.
Thank you.
I'll keep up with y'all.
Oh, absolutely.
I want to see your boards.
Bye-bye.
Bye.